I'm Tracy with your weekly channeled oracle reading for January 18th through 24th, 2016. Hello, little hawks. Hello, everyone. If you want to know what a little hawk is, it's simply a hawk that has not fully grown with all the wisdom that comes with being a hawk. And the way I see raptors, so hawks and owls and eagles, what else are there? Are condors part of raptor family? I'd have to look that up. But anyways, I see them all as guardians of the earth. That's how they come through to me. In fact, white hawk in the physical form will come to me as an actual hawk. I don't think that there's too many hawks in white hawks in Ottawa, so he will come to me as an actual hawk. And for me to be sure, I'll just sort of ask. And so they come to me as our guardians being our angels, our spirit guides, passed on loved ones. For you, it may be very different. For me, it's my spirit guide, it's White Hawk. If I see an owl, it doesn't mean that it's White Hawk. It means it's one of my guardians or my angels who's coming through. In fact, one of my angels, she comes through to me as a seagull, so when I see a seagull. And when I see Jesus, he comes through to me as, can you guess? Come on. A dove. He comes through to me as a dove here, and we have mourning doves here, and then I know that JC has been around, and I know there's a message for me or that he's watching over me. So it gives great comfort when your creature teachers are coming to you to let you know that you're being watched over and loved. So that is where Little Hawks comes from, because this is like a school. We're here and we're learning from White Hawk about his teachings, his healings, his insights, because he's a Native American Indian, also known as First Nations in Canada, and Aboriginals, another word that would be used as well. And so he's passing down to us his knowledge. And so we are Little Hawks and we are learning from him. And so that's where we get the term Little Hawks. So hello, Little Hawks. I hope that you had a good week. It was a difficult week last week to get through. It was supposed to be an out of the ordinary, extraordinary week that would put us into an unexpected location. And where's all this anxiety coming from, eh? All of a sudden there's this shortness of breath. So I'm going to have to see if that's in the upcoming reading, or if this is a message from someone else, because I wasn't anxious before I started this. And that's how intuition works, by the way. And if you're an empath, you'll pick up stuff, but there's nobody here to pick up anything right now from a person. So then I know it's from the spirit world, or it's a reading, or it's a message from my body. There you go. All this knowledge. And, come here often and I'll give you this knowledge. That's what I'm here for. Right. So we had some out of the ordinary, extraordinary, but also ordinary with the passing of David Bowie, Celine Dion's husband, Angel, and the actor who played Snake from Harry Potter. I can't say it right. Sliverous Snake? I can't say it right. Anyways, so there was all those deaths, and the week previous was Natalie Cole. She was a fave of mine as well, too, her music. So it's not been a good start to January. It always seems to bring these kind of things, but when you think about it, death will obviously put you into a new location in life, because they have passed on to go back home, as I like to say it, back home to God, and we're left here wondering what we're going to do, right? Whether that be a pet or a spouse or a parent or even a friend. And so my heart goes out to all the people who have been touched by these deaths. And but out of the ordinary, for me, I can't really say that anything out of the ordinary has occurred for me throughout this week. It's been an ordinary week for me. For you, perhaps it has not. If it has not, please do share with us in the comment box what has happened to you to propel you into a new location. And new locations come in many forms. It can be a literal place. Maybe you went on a holiday, and that will put you into an actual literal new location. Maybe you got a new job. For others of us, it could be, you didn't realize that you had feelings for someone, and then and then all of a sudden you realize you have feelings for someone. It comes in many, many forms. A new location is metaphorical in the way that you think. It could also be, you've been losing weight and now you're 20 pounds into it. In other words, you've lost 20 pounds. So you're you feel different, you feel healthier, you feel lighter. So that's a new location for you. And actually now as I'm talking, I've been eating healthier, so I'm feeling a little more livelier, a little better, because I'm a huge carb and sugar junkie, right? And once I get those tastes of sugar and carbs, just to go through the withdrawal, right? Because you just want to eat so often when you're eating carbs and you're eating sugar, and especially if I just have a small, people are like, oh, I just have a small piece of chocolate. Yeah, there's no going back after a small piece of chocolate, So I'm one of these people where I just literally have to stay away from it. And so I've been doing my best that way. All right, so that was last week. So let's go get Whitehawk and see what he has to say for this upcoming week and see if this anxiety, and I feel hot, I feel like I'm starting to melt down. There's like a meltdown thing going on here, which could be literal in the way that, you're sweating and you're hot, but it could also be metaphorical in the way of a meltdown. When a child has a meltdown on you, like in the middle of the shopping mall. Yeah, that's what it could also symbolize, and that's what it can symbolize within me. So let's go get the big guy and see what he has to say. Indeed, indeed. Welcome to you, one, and welcome to you all, children. What will turn out to be a fascinating week for many, with a continuation of what this previous week has brought, simply because now we are in a new location, a new place, whether it be a new place in our mind or a new place in our body, or both. And now we are excited and we are conscious and we are aware and we are wondering what the next step for us will be. So for you, Tracy, henceforth, where the anxiety is coming from is you're feeling everybody's excitement of newness, of landing in a new location. And with that not only comes the shallowness of breathing, because you're so excited, you have that sort of anxiety, but it's not anxiety as much as it's just excitement masking as anxiety. And with that also comes the sweating or the heat that you are feeling, because there is so much excitement and looking forward to what this upcoming week will bring. And so yes, this upcoming week you will be in your new locations and you will be very excited. For now, it has been a while for you to arrive here, and you're feeling good and you are feeling light and you are feeling bright. But not only are you feeling all these things, you are also just plain old feeling like good about life. This last week caught us by surprise, where we felt as though we were so sad and that we could almost not persevere and go on through the week. And then just by chance, we arrived in a new location. And for many of you, it wasn't literal. For many of you, arriving in a new location was arriving in a new location in your mind, in your thinking, in your thought process. You would think that, no, I no longer am going to put up with this drama. I'm not going to put up with this chaos. I am not going to put up with this disrespect, with so on and so forth kind of things. And so you stood up and you swept away the garbage and threw the garbage to the curb and watched it be taken away. he says. It's a great metaphor. Great visual. And so you're now feeling good about yourself. You're feeling grounded in who you are, and you're standing taller, and you're feeling lighter, and you're feeling brighter, and you're looking forward. So like you're standing there, and so instead of feeling lost, so I get this, we're in this great space, let's say. And instead of feeling lost in this great space, which often is the case, we are feeling grounded. We're looking forward, We are in that space. We own that space. And we are feeling pretty damn good about being in that space. And so we're owning it, and we look forward to what is now going to come our way because of who we are and what we've created and how we've empowered ourselves. Indeed, that is exactly what it is and how we've arrived in a new location for many of us. So we are realizing that through our own power, we are able to create our own outcomes through perseverance. We are able to create these outcomes as well. So what I would say to you this week, children, is to enjoy this week because it will be a very empowering week, a very enlivening week, a week that will continue to propel you into your heart's desire. So enjoy as you see the manifestations of your fruits of desire. God bless. Thank you for walking with us here today. God bless. Thank you, Whitehawk. So just to touch back, so now you can see how intuition can work. If you're big like me as an empath, highly sensitive person, a lot of my knowledge comes through my body and what I feel. And when I first started into this journey, I was like, what? What? Stuff comes through your body? Are you crazy? But what I hadn't realized is I had numbed myself from feeling for many, many years for many things that had happened. And so therefore, how could I even know or tap into all this knowledge I had that my intuition was trying to scream at me? And so Spirit was so smart because they opened me up first with my vision, with the clairvoyance, and they just started with a little butterfly. That was my first spirit guide, pink butterfly. And so she's grown into a woman now and has a different name. And she's more my personal guide. And then they start with the vision, and with the vision also came the clairaudience, so I could hear. So that's how I can deliver this channeling to you. But then when I was ready, and it comes in levels, just like wisdom does, then I was fully opened to my body, and that is where most of my wisdom lies. Because I was such a feeler, like I felt everything so deep, I'd be the one at the movie just bawling her eyes out. I think we were watching an episode of Grey's Anatomy, my daughter and son and I, the other day, and I was just bawling, right? And my kids are just like, oh, Mom, are you crying? That's just how I am. Anyways, Grey's Anatomy, great show. I'm watching it on Netflix right from the beginning. I'm on just started episode 6. Just an amazing show in regards to another piece of intuition is you will often find yourself in predicaments that are very similar to your questions, very similar to your life. It will mirror it back to you. And this is what the whole Grey's Anatomy show is about, right? They often would take on these surgical cases that often reflected back to them the answer that they needed in their life. And so this is what I have found fascinating about the show. And it's so funny because for 10 years I poo-pooed Grey's Anatomy, right? I knew it was big, but I didn't, I never get on these trends kind of thing that way. And then I started watching it, and I was like, oh my God, this is, whoever writes this, Shonda Rhimes, brilliant. Like, such a brilliant writer. So you will find yourself in predicaments that you're unsure of and not knowing what to do, and they're moral predicaments, and you will find yourself coming across someone who has been in the same thing as you. Coincidence? No, that is how the universe works, and your answer will be there. And so in Grey's Anatomy, that's how it all works. It's fascinating, and so that's what's kept me watching it. Not because of the eye candy, but because of the spiritual and intuitive undertones of it all. And the acting's quite hilarious. They're great actors. Okay, so that's my spiel for the day. So enjoy your week. It's going to be a good week. Don't forget to join us on Facebook, Twitter, and Google Plus to test what the forecast of the day will be, or what the energetic climax of the day is going to be. And you'll get all kinds of wonderful teachings from Whitehawk and that as well. And don't forget to comment here down in the down below the video, and subscribe if you already haven't. It is free. You do not have to pay anything to see this mug up here. Take care, guys. We'll see you next week. God bless.